Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Half an hour and you will have your lunch. I won't make it longer than that. I'm Wim Bakens, I'm the Secretary General of CIB for more than 20 years, by the way. So a little bit more practical information about what CIB is all about. Before I do that though, I have a little bit of a personal message. Looking at the theme of this conference, you're looking at sustainable construction beyond 2020. Global sustainable construction beyond 2020. There are a couple of very, very intriguing words in that slogan, that title. Global, yes. More and more the construction market, the construction system is becoming a global one. At the same time it's becoming a very local one. Don't feel intrigued only by the big global things, but do know that there are global partners and global competitors and global suppliers. Sustainability. You will hear a presentation this afternoon by Chris and he's one of the CIB priority team leaders, in this case the team of sustainable construction. That will make it clear that sustainability now is very different from what sustainability was defined at, say, 15 or 20 years ago. And I'm sure it will be different again 50 years from now. It's very much developing into a concept that's new, intriguing, inclusive. It's not just a simple thing like waste and energy and carbon emissions. It's far more than that. You will hear about that. The most intriguing word, though, is construction. It's not that obvious what construction is, or what the construction industry encompasses. Is that the contractors? Does it include the manufacturers? To go beyond that. Does it include the professional clients? Does it include the facility managers? Does it include the city planners? All have a role to play in the planning, design, execution, construction, maintenance, deconstruction of buildings in the built environment. All are part of the system. But if you look at official definitions and statistics, sometimes they are not. If you talk about the future of the construction industry, you will have to define what the construction industry is. Let me make two predictions on what the construction industry might be 20 years from now, or beyond 2020 even. It's very nearby. It will be a different industry. It will include organizations that now are not part of what we define as the industry. Organizations, companies that have their own products, their own services, that will be competing 5 or 10 years from now with the traditional products and services of what we call construction companies. They will bring another flavor, they will bring other systems, they will bring other products into the construction market. I also guarantee you that in 10 or 50 years the construction companies, as we see them now, will be offering different products and deliverables. Not just bricks and mortars and steel and glass. They will be talking about maintenance contracts and guarantees. They will be talking about owning buildings and supplying building services. They will be different companies. So it's not only about how the current construction industry will develop. Be ready for some transformations that are really different. If we talk about transformations, do know that there is a transformation ongoing in Malaysia, and that there are transformations of the construction industry ongoing in tens and tens of other countries in the world that are facing the same kind of challenges, that are in a stage of development where the construction industry has a major role to play. Or like in some European countries that are in a stage of maturity and have to reinvent themselves to still have a job 10 years from now. Construction transformation is a global problem. Many of the organizations like your CIB talk about that within CIB. From a practical or academic point of view, they exchange information, they learn lessons, they inspire each other. I invite you to be part of that. CIB. We focus on the overall theme of construction and society. What construction has to offer to society. What society thinks about construction. And how research can support that and plays a role. We support international exchange and cooperation in the area of research and information for building and the built environment. And we do provide access. I'll talk about that more at the end. Access to experts, expert information. A simple statement. Whatever information you're looking for, or think you have to develop to support your industry, there's a 90% certainty that somewhere in the world, someone else has been looking for that, has been developing that. In other words, that it is available. What CIB does is offer access to that other service, to that other expert, to prevent that you have to reinvent everything from scratch, to help you be efficient, where a researcher says, this is my question. Let me first start with looking who has an answer before I try to get the answer myself, and then adopt that to my own situation. CIB helps them. We were established in 1953, already mentioned. We started with 53 mainly government-related research organizations, mainly European, who were forced to collaborate in developing new technologies for rebuilding Europe, forced to collaborate as a condition for getting money to develop their own institutes again, and for that CIB was established as the platform for that kind of exchange and collaboration. Our objectives are threefold, and I will say it in my way. We know that by bringing researchers together, by making them build up a network, exchange, they will start realizing that what I just said, they can learn from each other and thereby be far more effective in their own environment. We know that's the second, that a lot of knowledge is available in the world, sitting on shelves sometimes in the heads of people. We want to make that accessible for everyone. And we know that the research community, that research has a role to play in the further development of industries and society. We want to promote research as a vehicle for that. Our membership includes all kinds of organizations. Research focused, like research funding agencies or research institutes, universities teaching about research, industry-based organizations who are focusing on research or guiding research or using research, including governmental organizations. In fact, everyone, every organization, every company can be part of CIB, as long as there is an interest in exchanging information worldwide, without prejudice, and that's not just getting, but also bringing. In Malaysia, we at the moment only have 4 members. We have a full member, Singapore. I'm happy to have those as a host for events like this. We have 2 associate members, one of the universities and 3, and we have an individual member. So what we do have in Malaysia is a lot of room for growth. There are more universities, there are SCADIs, there are research organizations, there are professional organizations with a research interest. Know that CIB is open to you and would welcome your input. I'm always trying to sell CIB to get more members. The CIB organization, we are an association with members from all over the world. An association has a general assembly, has a board. It's very common in types of organization. In addition to that, we have commissions with experts. We'll talk about that. And we have student chapters. And part of our organization is we have our head office at the moment in the Netherlands. We have regional offices with regional directors taking care of regional objectives. One in Sao Paulo covering Latin America, one in Washington covering Northern America, one in Cape Town covering the southern part of the African region, one in Dubai covering the Middle East and Northern Africa. For Asia we have one that covers Southwest Asia and Tehran. We have one in Beijing covering China, one in Tokyo covering Japan. You still see a couple of white spots. Australia or the Oceania region is a white spot. And in fact Southeast Asia is a white spot. How do we operate? Let me start with saying that our core is operating via commissions. That is CIB expert commissions. An expert commission can be 20, can be 100 experts in a certain area. Let's say fire prevention. Those fire prevention experts come together once a year in a real meeting, more times per year in online meetings. They start reporting about what they are doing in their own institute and country. They discover that their colleague at the other side of the table, maybe from Singapore, is doing something similar. And they start building up networks, collaboration and exchange. That's the very essence of what happens in commissions. Sometimes they set up voluntary projects leading to publications, state-of-the-art reports, pre-standards, practice guidelines, state-of-the-art analyzers, etc. They often organize international conferences like this, where they present the state-of-the-art knowledge and invite people from the region to respond and present their state-of-the-art knowledge or challenges. That's part of the exchange. We have approximately 50 of those commissions. So many that it is impossible to present them on one sheet, one slide. You cannot read this. But do know that they are working in different areas of science. In the area of, let's say, techniques, including construction techniques and building physics. In the area of design, including design of buildings and design of built environments. And in the process area, including organization and management and legal and procurement issues. I want to give you a few examples of commissions. In that way, responding to what has been presented in the past presentations by your own chairman and by others, where I understand that those are challenges for Malaysia, where I think that CIB commissions have something to offer. We do, for example, have a commission on health and safety in construction. I've heard the topic of people in construction as an issue. Well, part of that is the health and safety in construction sites and how, as a company or as a designer, you deal with it. In this commission, experts on designing for safety, occupational experts, logistical experts, organization management, communication experts, all focusing on safety and health issues in construction, come together, report on latest developments in design, in technique, in regulatory systems in their own country, and stimulate each other with lessons about how to approach this. We have a commission, Failure 104, open building, one of my personal favorites, because that was my area of expertise. Well, by now more than 30 years ago. Nevertheless, we heard about the need to develop a building stock with a lot of flexibility and adaptability to respond to future needs that we don't know yet. The buildings exist for 50 years, 10 years from now, users will have different demands from what they have now. Buildings have to be able to adapt to that. Now, to design for flexibility and adaptability is a very concept that deals with design, technology, process, ownership issues, regulatory issues. Different concepts have been developed and tried out in all kinds of, let's say, pilot projects in the Netherlands, in Finland, very much nowadays in Japan and China. All those experiences are being combined and brought together by people with all kinds of different backgrounds. Insurance people, designers, regulatory people, owners, corporations, they all talk about how to deal with adaptability in buildings. Learn. If you're beginning to develop that kind of concept for Malaysia, learn and be inspired with what has happened in other countries. We have a recent commission set up on off-site construction. You talk about the need to, let's say, not only monitor, but guarantee quality control, guarantee quality in buildings. You have talked about people issues and how to guarantee best environments for people to work in. Off-site construction is responding to those things, plus including many technology issues. Different approaches in different parts of the world. Sometimes design-driven, sometimes technology-driven. All those experiences and examples come together in that commission. If you're talking about the possibility for off-site construction in new housing or other projects, get involved, learn, and give them your own examples. Two more. We have a group that deals with, let's call it simple, waste. The waste issue in terms of designing for reuse, designing for recycling, management of waste, prevention of waste, and how to deal with it in the construction sites, etc. Every few years they bring together the newest developments in different countries. Design-driven, regulation-driven, sometimes driven by new measures in taxation systems. The taxation of waste is becoming an issue. Cost-driven. Get access to those reports, get access to those people, learn from lessons in other countries, including mistakes made. The last month we just set up a commission on infrastructure. You're talking about new infrastructure and the need for new infrastructure. In some other parts of the world, the aging of infrastructure is becoming a major problem. So people are beginning to discover and develop technologies to deal with aging issues. Technologies including management technologies, use of the technologies. Maybe that's not an inspiration for now, but that might be an inspiration for 10 or 15 years later. That's about the commissions. I said we operate in various ways that includes a couple of new products and deliverables. We talk about research roadmaps, we talk about innovation webinars. I'll be brief here. Research roadmaps, where a community of experts, let's say the 50 people in the commission on a certain area, say, this is the current state of the art in the world. Those are the big challenges. And do assume that many will be more or less the same for different countries, including Malaysia. This is what those experts say we should aim for being 10 years from now. That's a scenario we all think that should be the future practice. And research has a role to play in developing the concepts, the tools to make that possible. If so, what's that role? What should be the agenda? Now, research roadmaps do just that. Current state of the art, future, research agenda, as a guideline for the research community worldwide. And if they accept this, they will be using the same language, the same goal, and will be able to have a platform for exchange and collaboration within the context of an agenda that they have agreed on. CIB produced a number. One is on off-site construction, one is on tall buildings, just as an example, together with the Council for Tall Buildings in Urban Habitat and UN Habitat. High-status documents that circulating worldwide and saying, those should be the research priorities focusing on tall buildings. We will have another 10 or so presented at the World Building Congress that will take place next year. I will be mentioning that a little later on. So this is developing. In terms of innovation webinars, imagine. We have, CIB facilitates, regular webinars where we present the newest technologies or innovative practice on a certain topic. Where we enable short innovation reports that says, this is the new technology, those are applications, those are impacts, and here you can find all the information. So we have video presentations presenting that in a popular way and bringing them all together in a webinar. We are doing that now on a pilot basis. We are developing the concept. It's not about long academic reports. It's about industry-oriented presentations for new technologies. Everything is being videotaped and being accessible via YouTube as YouTube videos. Free for everyone. Because that's what CIB does at the moment. Accessible via the CIB website, accessible via the CIB Innovation Journal for which we developed an app. One of our new types of, let's say, ways of delivering information in a way that makes it as attractive as possible. In addition, core in our operations is that we have student chapters, student and universities getting together and talking about international developments and research, exchanging between student chapters in different parts of the world, bringing in senior experts into student projects. One of them is in Malaysia by one of the universities, and they could take up contact with the Chulan University and a joint video conference that the students present their projects and inspire each other. And we bring in the senior expert from CIB. What I want to mention is that every 3 years we bring all those commissions, all those projects, all those publications, all those roadmaps, etc. together as much as possible in the World Building Congress. Our commissions have their own conferences, and there's one on top of that by CIB covering the whole of CIB. The next one will be in May, June, in Tampere, Finland. It'll be a hugely diverse series of events, presentations, roundtables, not just academic presentations, but also the industry presentations and the workshop presentations of roadmaps, etc., etc. If you want to have access to a snapshot of the world's knowledge at the moment, forward-looking, back-looking, experiences, lessons, etc., that's the place to be. There may be our president for that World Building Congress, Helena Sarmaikolios. She will give a presentation this afternoon, I believe. We'll talk a bit more about that and make more promotion to bring you into Finland next year. If you want to know more about CIB, all this information about commissions, about publications, about events, about roadmaps, etc. is all available in the CIB website, www.cibworld.com. It includes an online version of our monthly newsletter with information about all of that. You can subscribe to that for free, or to separate articles, or to the whole monthly newsletter and be informed. Be informed about new free download publications, future events in your region, etc. That, in short, ladies and gentlemen, is what CIB is. What do? We provide access. That's kind of a summary. We provide access to all potentially relevant information, knowledge and information on all aspects of building in the built environment. We do that through publications, through conferences. We do that through webinars. We do that via individual experts or via member organizations. We do that via our commissions. We do that via our members. We do that together with partners. We do that with anyone. And we provide that access to anyone worldwide.